I think we're right on time, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. So you guys can't see because you can't see my monitor, but for me it's 6 o'clock on the dot. Because as you guys know, I'm from Arizona here. We do things in mountain time. Speaking of Arizona, we have a special guest with us here today for the first time ever in BeamNG history on this channel, which we've had a few years of BeamNG going now. For the first time ever, we'll have a special guest joining us. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Max from Zona Monsters here tonight to co-commentate tonight's event.
What's up, Zona Nation?
Awesome, awesome. So we're just going to get right into this. Now, tonight's event is going to go a lot faster than your typical event because tonight we're not doing fan judging in the chat. Max will be a professional judge. So all the scores are coming straight from him. You better hope he's good at his job. So tonight, oh wow, that truck is fired up alright. So tonight, you know, we're just kind of gonna go for this here. And we're starting off with Bari Musau in the zombie. We're in this skills challenge right now. Bari currently last place in points for the entire series so far. He only has 16 points down. So he's gonna have to hope to get some things done. Now, I'll be honest, the game, for my perspective, is pretty loud compared to Max, so I'm not sure how well I'm gonna be able to hear you here, but you know, I could probably hear some of you coming through. I know it's a lot louder on the stream though, so that'll be fine. Bari Musau are looking to make things happen here in the zombie. Takes it to the jammer. Ooh. A great first hit down for the zombie. I guess that's just not what he was looking for. He's gonna go set something else up. Ah. Oh. That's gonna wrap things up here. Bari Musau in the zombie. We're gonna move over to our professional judge here tonight, Max, Zona Monsters. What do you have to say here for Bari Musau in the zombie?
I'll say it was a pretty decent skills run for Bari. Judge here, so I think I will give it a 5.
Alright, Bari Musau in the zombie. He's gonna be going home with a 5 here tonight. On that note, it's time to move into your next competitor. And it looks like here comes the boom. We're gonna have Ryan Disheroon in the shaker. Flying Ryan, that's right. Shaker getting ready to go here. Hold on, fans. That truck has been shut down. Looks like we're gonna have to make some changes really quick. And the setup we have going here. We're gonna be turning Max up a little bit. Letting you guys hear him a little better here tonight. Co-commentary is gonna be a little bit louder for you fans. Quite a lot louder, actually. So that all the commentary here tonight is heard. Everyone get ready. It's Flying Ryan in the shaker. Hold on, fans. Alright. Hold on. We'll try and get a couple things figured out here. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. We got things fixed up here, fans. Sorry about that little inconvenience we had going, but we are going to be back up and running here right now, tonight. You know, there's a first for everything. This is our first time doing a stream like this. Pretty monumental, but there's also going to be some workarounds. Fortunately, we've got things working again. And we're going to move right into your next competitor, Flying Ryan Disheroon in the shaker. Oh yeah. Gotta put that commentator voice on. Ryan Disheroon, not particularly known for this competition. We'll see what he can get done here tonight. Currently second to last in the overall standings with a total of a 22. Just some bad luck and some low scoring from the fans put him down there. He's looking to get some redemption here tonight. So he might be going for a stoppy popper.
There we go. Come on. Go back. Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh!
talking about.
Yeah, Ryan Disheroon cutting it close in the shaker. He does set it back down. I mean, watching that whole run, I was kind of worried he was getting a little too close there. Fortunately, though, that truck and I guess the stadium all still together. Flying Ryan looks like he's looking for the next hit to go here.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go! Ryan Disheroon in the shaker. Put your hands together, fans. What are your thoughts on that? I think that might be the best skills we've seen all season. A 7. Alright, a solid 7 here for Ryan Disheroon in the shaker. Not the biggest score, but it might be enough to get him at least a little bit higher looking at his points for this season. On that note, it's time to move into your next competitor. Actually tied down there at the bottom of the points with Flying Ryan Disheroon. Someone you probably wouldn't expect to see down there. This one is Bryce Kenny, the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Alright, here we go. Bryce Kenny, he is no stranger to this skills competition. That's one thing for sure. So if he's going to get back into the points somehow, I wouldn't be surprised if this competition is his way to get it done. And here we go, he's getting ready here for the first hit. Tries to combo it up there. Pretty solid first hit. You know what though, there's a lot to beat from Ryan Disheroon. There we go! What a performance for the Great Clips Mohawk Warriors. You know, all the fans on their feet. Although we cannot see them, they've got to be just on their feet at home. Because that was absolutely incredible. Get those scores in. We'll see what Maximum Zone of Monsters has to say for the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior.
And the score for Great Clips Mohawk Warrior is a 6.
Ooh! That's gonna lead to some controversy with the fans. It's a 6 tonight for the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. You know what? I mean, Ryan Disheroon did set the bar pretty high, and Bryce Kenny did awesome, but could have been a little more consistent, so I guess we'll see. We might see Ryan Disheroon here holding out the lead for a while tonight. Good efforts from Bryce Kenny. And on that note, coming up next, this is actually the apex predator of Monster Jam.
Coming up next, it's Colt Stevens on the road.
Awesome intros there from Max and Moodio as we have Colt Stevens and the Thunder Roarers coming up next. Here to take a bite out of the competition here in the skills challenge. I have no idea what he's gonna go for. You know, his skills game can be a little bit random. You never really know what you're gonna see from Colt Stevens. We'll see what he has planned here tonight in the Fargo Dome. Might be the third attempt we're seeing tonight on the same ramp. I think it actually is. Oh. Okay, keeping it balanced.
Alright, the hood is loose.
The hood is indeed off. Colt Stevens Thunder Roarers making things get done here with that first hit here tonight. Not too sure what he's gonna go for next. Maybe a bicycle attempt. You know, you don't see these from Colt every day. Maybe this will be something to look out for here. Pretty clean bicycle. I'm not sure if there's anything too notable there. We'll see what Max has to say with the scores.
And the score for Thunder Roarers is a 5.5.
Ah, 5.5 tonight. 5.5 for Colt Stevens. You know what? Can't be too unhappy with a 5.5. It's not quite last place. Not the biggest score ever, though. Colt Stevens gonna look up to get some points back here in Freestyle as World Freestyle Champion. Coming up next, though, he actually held the series lead for the first event and almost kept it through the second event until an unfortunate turn of events in Freestyle where he ended with a 0. He's no stranger to the skills game. This is Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Armando Castro ready to get things going here tonight. Yes, indeed.
There we go.
Oh no.
Okay.
I mean,
Something.
yes it was. I'm not sure it's quite what he was looking for, but I mean, it sure did happen. Armando Castro looks like he might have something planned here.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Oh.
I mean, pretty decent performance there for Armando Castro. I'm not too sure he got exactly what he was going for with either of the hits, but I won't say either of them were too bad either. We'll see what Max has to say with the scores tonight.
And the score for El Toro Loco is a 6.
It's a 6 here tonight for Armando Castro and the El Toro Loco. Still, the score to beat is held by Flying Ryan Disheroon in the Shaker. Coming up here tonight, you know what, Max? I think we're going to need a bigger boat, because it's time for Cory Rumel in the Megalodon. Gotta love those theme songs here firsthand. You're hearing it here first, folks. And he's just gonna go straight into it. He is just living on those front two BKT tires. Absolutely. Oh no!
Oh, shoot! Save it.
Oh! I don't think that's what he wanted to do. I'm just gonna put in a guess. I don't think Cory Rumel was looking to do that here tonight. Fortunately, the officials got a little tripped up. Shut that off a little early, but you know what? He's gonna be back for Freestyle, and Freestyle is what the fans are really here to say. You know, a great first hit. Pretty interesting second hit. What does Max think about this?
And the score for Megalodon is 5.5.
5.5? 5.5 for Cory Rumel. So far, I honestly don't think we've seen a single driver that got exactly what they were looking for on both hits, except for Ryan Disheroon. Maybe Bryce Kenny, and he actually got a little bit more with that save, but the scores just were not quite high enough. But I mean, it's a great night so far for Ryan Disheroon. Maybe he will climb back up the points a little bit if he can keep this lead going. Who's coming up next? It's time. Everyone, put on your pirate voices. It's time. It's Kenard and the Black Pearl. I gotta be honest, I don't think skills is exactly Cole's strongest game of all time. He does fairly decently in skills, kind of every time he hits the track, but I think he's a lot more known for his freestyle. We'll see what he can do, though. Aw, he could not get the grip he needed. Right as we're talking about how skills is not Cole's game, he's just gonna roll it over the second he hits the track. What a bummer. I mean, we'll get the scores in, but I'm not sure there's gonna be too much to see there.
And the score, Black Pearl is 2.
The voice said it all. A 2 tonight for Kenard and the Black Pearl. Unfortunate, but you know what? You gotta be on your A game at all times here tonight in Monster Jam. And you know what? I think we're into our final driver here in the bottom half of the competition. It's bottom half by score, but certainly not bottom half by skill, because coming up next, how about 5-time world champion Adam Anderson in the Gravedigger? Oh yeah, here we go. Adam searching for that first hit. We'll see what he's going to line it up for here tonight. Oh. I think he's got something planned. See what he's got. I don't know. Oh no.
Okay.
I mean, you can make what you want of that, but I don't know. I don't think the officials are gonna like what they see. Adam Anderson in the Gravedigger with a broken 4-link bar in the rear right. Unfortunately, that looks like that is going to end out Adam Anderson's skills here tonight. What a tough break. I mean, none of the drivers tonight are just getting any break from the damages and the crashes. And that's a tough crash too. We're going to have to see if he's able to make it back for Freestyle later tonight. You know he's going to try his hardest to get that truck back in working condition. We'll see how the scores reflect.
And the score, Gravedigger is
a 3. You know what? It's not quite last place. It's not quite what he was looking for tonight either, though. Adam Anderson in the Gravedigger, he tried his hardest. I'm sure he'll be ready to go with Freestyle. Maybe have something planned if that truck is back in working condition later tonight. Max, actually, I have a question for you. Who let the dogs out?
I think my buddy.
Well, how about this? Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt.
Calm down, Chris Kohler, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting ready to go here tonight. Chris Kohler, he might not have had the biggest scores all season, but he's had some of the best saves I've ever seen. And for some reason, they just got really low scores. Maybe it'll be different here tonight. Chris Kohler looking to get something done. Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt. And he's ready to go for hit number 2. Well, Chris Kohler might have been in, I want to say 8th place the rest of the season in the standings, but I think we're going to see him go up a little bit here after this run is over. And he's still got another hit left to go. He nails it. Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt. Nothing is slowing him down here tonight. Score to beat is still a 7, but you know what? The scores for Chris Kohler, they gotta be coming in big. But we'll have to see if the judges agree.
And the score for Monster Mutt is 7.5.
7.5. Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt. 7.5. He is officially your new leader in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Coming up next. You know what? I think this guy has a nickname. Maybe, just maybe, it's Mr. Excitement. Oh yeah, Jim Kohler in the Avenger is coming up next here in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. He's doing pretty good in points so far this season. He's holding 7th place, which is, I mean, top 50%. In a tour like this, that's a great place to be. He's stayed consistent, wow factors, everything you could ask for. Jim Kohler has had it. And he's ready to continue that streak here tonight. What is he going for? Oh yeah. Hold on, fans. There is a breakage in the front end, but we'll see if that's allowed to continue. Now, the rule with Monster Jam is if there is a breakage, you need to be able to demonstrate control over the truck. You know what, though? Right now, I'm steering left, steering right. Jim Kohler is not getting anywhere. You can hear that he is trying to steer, but that truck is not moving. That means he has no control over the front end. Even if one tire still steered, that would have been at least a little helpful, but neither of those tires are in Jim Kohler's control, so that does mean he's done here in skills. And you know what? He wasn't able to get too much done, I don't think. You see he's struggling to get off the track even. What are the scores here tonight for Jim Kohler and Avenger?
And the score for Avenger is 1.5.
Ooh! 1.5. Jim Kohler and Avenger. That is the record low for this series. Tough break for Jim Kohler, but you know what? That's just gonna have to be how it is here tonight. And he can't even drive off the track. That truck is gonna have to be towed because there is no control over that steering. You can see him struggling right now. And coming up next, it's time for your next competitor, Zach Garner. You know what, Max? Let's take a ride on the wild side. Here he comes. Zach Garner, I think he had my favorite skills run of the entire season at the first event in Oakland, California. If he can match that here tonight, maybe he'll go up in the points even more. Zach Garner in the wild side. What's he going for here tonight? Popping the hood a little bit.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. I think that was a pretty solid first hit. It almost went horribly wrong. But I think it actually ended up going pretty right for the wild side. Where do you think Zach Garner's going to line up here hit 2? I think you're correct. That's exactly where he was headed here, to this racing lane. Oh, lose the flag. We never needed that. That sponsor left years ago anyway. Now, Zach Garner actually switched to this body last week in Salt Lake City. He was not running this body previously. Oh, we're just going to go for it.
Oh.
You know, it was a nice bicycle for the wild side. Not quite as crazy as Chris Kohler's bicycles, but that first hit was pretty good. We'll see what Max has to say with the scores.
And the score for wild side is a 6.5.
6.5, Zach Garner in the wild side. It might not be the biggest score ever, but you know what? It is a pretty good score. I think he's going to be happy going home with a 6.5 here tonight. Hold on, fans. Something has to be done really quick. Give me a quick 10 seconds. We'll be right back into the action. Alright, we're back and ready to go. Had to do a little management behind the scenes, but we're right back into the Monster Jam action because we don't skip a beat here with the action. Hey, we know this guy pretty well, don't we? How about Too Tall? Oh yeah, it's time. This is David Olfert, Velociraptor. Pretty solid attempt for David Olfert. I don't think he quite got the speed he was looking for, though. You know what, though? I don't make the calls. It's all in the hands of the judges.
And the score for two-tall is a 5.
A 5 for the Velociraptor tonight. It's not the highest score we've seen, but we've seen some pretty low scores, too. You know, Donuts are kind of playing it safe because not a lot can really go wrong. Not too much can go right. You're not going to get the biggest score, but it's not likely you're going to get the lowest score either. Hold on, fans. We are getting ready to go here with your next competitor in skills. Still not having his first world championship yet. If that's not a surprise, I don't really know what is. How about Camden Murphy and the Bakugon Dragonoid? Oh yeah, here he comes. Camden Murphy. Straight out of the NASCAR series. You know what? Based on what we've seen from him, I think it translates pretty well. He has no issues taking home the wins, and he is in 4th place in the series right now. He's onto the front end. Oh, look at that. He is keeping the balance perfectly here. What a first hit! Camden Murphy and the Bakugon Dragonoid getting things done here tonight. He's still got hit number 2 left to go. What is he lining up for? Oh no! Oh, what a tough break. A perfect first hit too, but he goes for the graveyard moonwalk and just stumps it onto the lid. You know, that great first hit might offset the scores, but I'm not too sure. We'll see what the judges have to say.
And the score for Bakugon Dragonoid is a
6 here tonight. 6 is your score for Camden Murphy. Not the highest score, but again, pretty middle of the pack, so I don't think he's gonna go down in scores. Maybe drop a couple places, you never know. Hey, I think we got a company always on the run. I don't know though. I just heard the news somewhere.
And that's why they call me. Da-da-da-da.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen. This is John Gordon, Bad Company. Skills is not exactly his most well-known competition. We'll see what he can get done. Currently, he is podium in the points, and that is a huge deal, being top 3. We'll see if he can hold that spot.
lot of moves happened there.
Absolutely. I think we got a little bit of everything from John Gordon and the Bad Company. I don't... What do you even call that? A stoppy, nose wheelie...
Reverse popper and then did a little bite.
Yeah, he had some of everything there tonight. He's got another hit. You know what, though? I think he's going to have to be a little bit bolder on this second hit. If he wants to hold that top 3 spot in this series, we'll see what he can do.
Oh!
Oh! What a wild ride. I can't even speak. I just combined the 2 words. A wild ride ends things out here tonight for John Gordon. You can hear a little disappointment in Max's voice as he was looking for that save. But you know what? That was probably the craziest thing we've seen all night so far. I'm not sure how much skill was really involved, but we'll see what the scores think about that performance.
And the score for Bad Company is a 5.5.
Youch, a 5.5 for John Gordon. It's not horrible, but I think it is going to drop him just a little bit here tonight. We'll see if he can come back in freestyle, though. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, this is actually a surprise competitor. You know, I don't know if that's really the way I should word this. We did not know that this driver was going to be competing tonight until just right now. But from unforeseen circumstances, there is a new driver filling in that Max D spot until further notice. It is Blake Granger. No stranger to the skills challenge and no stranger to Fargo either. This is Blake Granger. He's filling in for Tom Mentz, who cannot compete right now. You know what? I think Blake Granger is going to do a great job in this skills challenge. There's no doubt that is going to be true. He's ready to get things started. He's doing the Dalton Widener wave right now.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, kind of just relying on that front bumper he's got for the hood extension, but I mean, I guess it's cool. Pretty decent. Maybe not too memorable, but we'll see. He's still got another hit to make things happen. Lining up for hit number 2, Blake Granger.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
He's just not ending it. I mean, that's what years of Arena Series driving gets you. Perfect skills for the skills challenge. And that might have been the most consistency we've seen in this challenge so far tonight. Not sure where the wow factor scores will be, though. Let's see what we have going for Blake Granger.
And the score for Max D is a 7.
A 7 for the Max D. That is a tie for second place, which is where that Max D truck currently stands in points. So I think that's pretty good. I think Blake Granger's backing up Tom Mentz pretty well here in Max D, and I'm sure he's ready to go for freestyle. But you know what? There's only one competitor left for skills. Oh yeah. This is Ryan Anderson in the Son of a Digger. Nobody asked where the Powered by Hoonigan went. I couldn't tell you. Ryan Anderson is getting ready to go here tonight. Oh! What a tough break! Going from series leader to on the lid done on first hit. It's not what you want to see. Ryan Anderson, what a struggle. He's done. What do the judges say?
And the score for Son of a Digger is a 2.
Man, what a tough break for Ryan Anderson. Only a 2 here in this skills challenge. You know what? Sometimes that's just how it goes here in Monster Jam. You're not always going to get what you're looking for. You know what, though? That truck does look like it's held together pretty well. For the next competition here tonight, speaking of next competition, who's ready for some Monster Jam freestyle action? That was the best intermission music I've ever heard. Can we all get a round of applause in the chat for Max's beautiful voice that we just heard? Absolutely incredible. You know what, fans? It's time. This field of drivers loves this competition. We've learned that more and more as this series has gone on. It's time for everybody's favorite Monster Jam freestyle. Coming up first, Bari Musau in the Zombie.
Where those zombie arms?
Let's see those zombie arms. Get those zombie arms going in chat. This is Bari Musau. No time to waste here in Monster Jam Freestyle tonight. What a save! Oh, he's perfectly lined up for this send. Oh. Bumps the dumpster. We'll see if the officials let that continue. Everything looks okay on that zombie truck, though. Oh, there we go. Bari Musau in the zombie gets that refire signal. There we go. Bari Musau is in the seats here tonight in the zombie. He is over. And I don't think that truck is going to be driving away from that one. They were going to have some repairs to get done. Great run, although it didn't end off exactly as planned for the zombie. Get those scores in. And we'll see what Max has to say.
And the score for zombie is a 5.2.
5.2. 5.2 tonight for Bari Musau in the zombie. He tried his hardest, did pretty decent. Not quite what he was looking for to end out the run though, and unfortunately the scores did reflect that. Who's up next though? Who's coming up right now? That's right, it's Flying Ryan Disheroon in the shaker. Ryan Disheroon, no stranger to putting on incredible freestyle runs. We'll see what he can get done here tonight. Whoa. That was a kind of bumpy start. Absolutely. Big air there for Ryan Disheroon. Absolutely. Where's he headed? Trying to get something to combo, just couldn't quite get it. Listen to that engine as he soars through the air. Absolutely. Beautiful execution. Ryan Disheroon getting things done here tonight.
Looks like Shaker line up for the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp.
Morgan backflip ramp, that is right, and he nails it. Oh! Well, there's one way to end out the run. He plows into the end of the field. Fortunately, there are dumpsters. They have those barriers on the track for a reason, and it is for drivers, for freestylers like Ryan Disheroon. What a run! I mean, no real complaints. Huge air, the crash at the end, the Morgan backflip ramp. We'll see if the judges agree. 6.7 for Ryan Disheroon. That is officially enough to take the lead here tonight as we watch him try and scramble his way off the track with that broken front tire rod from that insane crash we just saw. Again, the order for both competitions is based on their point standings coming into the event, so it is not determined by their skill scores or anything like that. It's purely based on the point standings entering the week. That is why we're seeing this order, and that is why coming up next, it's Geared for Life's own Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Bryce Kenny, I mean, from the performance we've seen this 2024 season so far, he definitely loves that paperclip track. And look at that. Whoa! Whoa! What a save for the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. We're going to get an official inspection on that full truck. It looks like everything is still together. Down to the details, that truck is still in one piece. And by definition, that means that Bryce Kenny is due for refire. Oh! What just fell off of the truck? Oh, I don't know what that was. That was interesting because I saw something fall off and the body looked fine, so I kind of forgot the flag existed. Bryce Kenny's still good to go here. Oh. Well, that's done. How many times have we seen trucks hit the boundaries tonight?
He's the second truck.
Second truck to hit the wall, plus Ryan, who just smashed the wall. I think a couple people made some kind of collisions and skills. This is just chaos. That's going to wrap things up for Bryce Kenny, though. See those scores.
And the score from Mohawk Warrior is a 6.
6 tonight. Not enough to take the lead from Ryan Disheroon. I don't even know what you're supposed to say to that. I mean, what was he thinking? I have no clue. Gotta just be as lined up as possible when you're hitting those racing lanes, because this is a very tight track and things are going to get a little messy with that. You gotta be extra careful. World Finals Freestyle Champion coming up in the freestyle competition, Colt Stevens, Thunder Loris. Uh-oh. Something's up with that truck right off the bat. I think he bumped the wall. Looks like maybe a tire rod issue. They're not shutting him down, though. He is demonstrating some level of control over that Monster Jam truck, and I think the officials are okay with that. I'm not sure how that's going to impact the remainder of this freestyle run, though. A little bit on the ragged edge for Colt Stevens right now. Which, I mean, when you're only half in control of the truck, I'm not sure what you would expect. Oh, what an unlucky bounce. We're seeing a lot of things like that tonight. Hey, it was cool that he was able to run with the breakage. If we see some more of that this season, I'm sure we'll find more wow factors like we just saw at the end of Colt Stevens' run. Although I'm not sure that's what he was looking for. We'll see what the scores say.
And the score, Thunder Loris is a 4.
Ooh, low blow of 4 for Colt Stevens. He is officially last place here in freestyle, but you know what? I'm not very surprised. He just didn't fill out of the clock, didn't get the air he was quite looking for, and those are both pretty essential to getting a good score here tonight. He did pretty good in skills, this driver. He was a series leader for a good amount of time, and he's ready to go in freestyle. It's Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
There we go. It's full time.
This is something arena drivers like Armando are known for. Don't end like that. No. Fans, he did not complete 30 seconds of the freestyle run. Unfortunately, Armando Castro and the El Toro Loco is not going home with a score tonight. He is going home with a 0. If he wanted to get back in this series lead, I'm telling you, this event was not the event he needed to do that. Just no reflection in the scores. Not what he was looking for. Tough break for Armando Castro and the El Toro Loco. I don't know where he's going right now. Coming up next, I'd say he had a pretty solid night in skills. I guess he's kind of the alter ego of Thunderoris, although coming first. Also here to take a bite out of the competition, this is Cory Rumel in the Megalodon. Pretty good way to start off the run, although we did get a little bit sideways. Gotta be careful what you're doing there. Cory Rumel is an Extreme Air Award winner, so he's no stranger to full sends. That might help him out here tonight. Oh! Okay, that's not something we see from Cory Rumel too often. Oh boy. That landing looks like it could have been a little rough, but I think that the CRC chassis soaked it all up. Time is running thin for Cory Rumel in the Megalodon with a full send. Oh, what an ending to the run. Absolutely incredible. What words do you have for that incredible performance there?
Bro needs to keep cooking. I don't know why he stopped, but he needs to keep cooking.
Ah, yep. Looks like that crash at the end just got to him. Cory Rumel. Maybe it was the shock factor. Maybe it was the officials. You never know. But Cory Rumel did end out the run there with that insane crash. We'll see how the scores reflect that awesome run we saw.
And the score for Megalodon
a 7.5.
7.5, your new leader in freestyle, Cory Rumel in the Megalodon. If that wasn't an awesome run, I don't know what is. He had saves. He had an awesome backflip that the save came out of, and that crazy crash at the end, massive air. What a freestyle. Here's another driver that can throw down a good freestyle. His name is Kenard, and he is driving the Black Pearl.
Do it. Who cares? Who cares?
Look at that! You know, Kenard might be taking home some of that advice right now. He is throwing it to the wind right off the bat. Whoa! Ragged edge driving.
Oh, let's go.
What a save for the Black Pearl, Kenard. Oh! Whoa!
Wow.
We don't see that from the Black Pearl very often. Oh!
Saved it again.
Kenard and the Black Pearl, there is no slowing him down right now. This is kind of reflective of his World Finals freestyle from last year, only with even more action put into it.
Line up for the bowling back around. Ah, walk the plank. Let's go.
Ragged edge driving. Keep an eye on the time. Kenard, he has been running for a solid while. He's getting close to the end of the run right now. Oh! What an ending to maybe the best freestyle we've seen all season long. What a run for the Black Pearl. What do the scores say?
And the score for Black Pearl is a 7.8.
7.8. Kenard and the Black Pearl. He is your new leader in freestyle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, it is actually going to be Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt, who I believe he actually won skills, if I'm not wrong. I don't quite remember. I believe he won skills. Adam Anderson is not coming up quite yet. He is supposed to run just before Chris. They're still getting that truck worked on. We might see him a little later on tonight. But right now it's time to let the dogs out once again with Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt. Dang. Man, I don't think it's the night for Team Scream. Cory Rumel tried for the save and got shut off. Chris Kohler tried for the save, got shut off. Jim Kohler just bomb skills. Tough night so far. No score for Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt. He's going home with a 0. You know everybody in the stadium is bummed out about that. Even Chris Kohler. You can see how fast he drove off that truck. He is frustrated, but he'll be back next weekend to make things happen. Coming up next in the freestyle competition. You know what? Speaking of Team Scream, guess who has his truck put back together? Jim Kohler in the Avenger. He is ready to go out here in Monster Jam Freestyle tonight. He starts with the move that took him out of skills earlier. I mean, that's a bold way to kick things off here tonight. Very Jim Kohler-esque way to kick off this freestyle run. Seeing a lot of wheelies. I mean, we're looking at Jim Kohler's 2023 season. He had that superstar freestyle, maybe the best run of his career, and if not the best, then it was definitely up there. Can he mirror that performance tonight? This is what I mean. Not the night for Team Screw. I thought he had that save. Even you thought it. He was on the tire, driving at full speed. Oh. That's new. He was on the tire at full momentum. I thought for sure he had the save. Unfortunately not, but you know what? That was a pretty decent run. We'll see what the scores reflect. For Jim Kohler in the Avenger.
And the score for Avenger is 3.5.
Ouch, a 3.5 for Jim Kohler. You know what? That was an awesome freestyle. If he got that save, it would have made it all the more awesome. I thought he got the save. In my mind, I believe he got the save because I don't even know what the physics were behind not getting the save. Tough break, but how about the driver that won freestyle at the first event of the entire series, Zach Garner in the wild side. Zach Garner put down an incredible freestyle last year in Arlington, Texas. Maybe the best run of his entire career. Wasn't lacking of anything at all. If he can mirror that tonight, maybe we'll see him place pretty high. Zach Garner in the wild side. Are you kidding me here tonight? Oh, sounds like there might be something up. That truck stopped moving for a second. I think Zach Garner is in first gear right now. You know what though, he's on the wild side. That's not gonna slow him down. Man, it is the night for the Garner's team. If it wasn't already enough for the lead currently held by Kenard, how about this run going down for Zach Garner? Nothing is stopping him right now. Oh, that's gonna stop him. That's gonna stop him. Look at that. What a way to end out the run. He pretty much got all the time in. Best saves I have seen in all of Monster Jam. And that crash at the end. What do the scores think about that?
And the score for Wild Side is a 7.5.
7.5 for Zach Garner. Not quite enough, I don't believe, to beat the 7.7 held by Kenard, if I remember correctly. But you know what? The Garner's team has things figured out right now. Zach Garner might be getting into the points a little better after tonight's event is over. Now here's someone not struggling in the points, as he is currently in the series top 5. It's Too Tall David Olfert. Take it to the edge. Look at that start to the run. I'm still struggling to hear on my end. These Monster Jam trucks are so loud. It's hard for me to hear my co-commentator sometimes. But I know for the fans, that problem is definitely not there. Oh! Yeah, he absolutely did send it. I don't think we've seen a send like that all night long. I mean, we've seen bigger air, I have no doubt about that, but the way he went for that send was something new. This is David Olfert and the Velociraptor. You don't need to be worried about getting a little hiked up. He's gonna save it any day. Oh, tough case. Truck held up though. Oh! I thought he had it, and when he didn't have it, I thought he was gonna save it. I think he might have just gassed a little too early. You also see there is breakage in the front end. We've had no shortage of breakage here tonight. I feel like every single run is breakage after breakage after breakage. What do the scores think, though?
And the score, Velociraptor is a 6.
A 6 tonight for David Olfert. Not too bad of a score. I think it will be a pretty good score, but overall for this series, I think he could use a little bit of a higher score. For the night, though, it's not too bad. Here's someone not struggling whatsoever in points, being in 4th place, actually tied for John Gordon and David Olfert. This is Camden Murphy, Bakugon Dragonoid. He's just kicking things off. Pretty bold tonight in the Bakugan Dragonoid with some big air. Getting ready to go tonight in freestyle. Oh! Okay. Whoa! Starting to get a little ragged edge on us for Cams and Murphy. A little early on, but I think that is correct.
Oh, come on, let's go, let's go.
Oh yeah, look at that air. I love when Camden Murphy gets into this mode after he does the backflip and he just stops caring completely. He'll just throw that truck into every single situation he can get it into. Hitting every ramp from every angle right now. Whoa! How did that even happen? He was just driving down the pod and the whole front end explodes. I mean, I guess that is what he's known for. Camden Murphy's entire staple move is ripping the front axle off the truck, so I mean, he sure lived up to it. And what a freestyle run for Bakugan Dragonoid. What do the scores say?
Bakugan Dragonoid is a 7.3.
7.3 for Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid. Not quite enough for the lead, but it does put him in the top 3 here tonight. So I think he is going to be able to stay on the series podium right now, which is great news for Camden Murphy. Coming up next, also on podium right now, he did not have the night he wanted in skills. Maybe he can make up in freestyle though. It's John Gordon, and he's piloting the Bad Company. Now, last week in Tacoma, although not taking home the freestyle win, he did get some massive scores, and speaking of massive, he had the most massive air I've ever seen. If he can keep that going here tonight, we might see some good scores. Look at that full send. Oh. That is what I was talking about. From last week, John Gordon in Bad Company. This has been his full send season, if anything. Backflip time for John Gordon.
Let's go.
Absolutely awesome save. Oh! Whoa! John Gordon in the bad company. Freestyle is absolutely his game. Skills might not have been tonight, but freestyle, John Gordon never disappoints. Put your hands together, John Gordon in the bad company. He is your first driver tonight to actually finish the run the way he anticipated. So that's probably a good sign there for John Gordon, able to hold it together enough there at the end. Let's see how the scores reflect that incredible freestyle run.
And the score for Bad Company is a 7.8.
7.8. John Gordon, the bad company, your new leader in freestyle here tonight. Man, I'll tell you what, the action we saw earlier tonight from the Garner's team was incredible. I'm honestly just as surprised that he's in the lead as I am not surprised, because I mean, we've just seen so many awesome moves all night long. But you know what, that was a great run, so no doubt about that there. Coming up next, this is his first freestyle competition here he's doing on this series in the Max D. It's Blake Granger. We're into our final freestyles now. We have Blake Granger, then Ryan Anderson, and if Adam's able to return, he will close out freestyle tonight. Blake Granger, we'll see what he can do. He didn't really make a lot of his career on big floors. Kind of just started driving them on the International Series last year. You know what, this is a special opportunity for him to be able to drive those big floors again though, so that's good for Blake Granger. Nicely done for the Max D. Oh! Blake Granger needing a second to kind of reevaluate what just happened there for the Max D. Oh, he got a breakage. I'm not sure what broke. It looks like the tire rod, but the truck is still functioning perfectly fine. I've never seen that before. Oh, tough break. What a run for Blake Granger and the Max D. I mean, maybe not known for stadiums, but I think if you showed me that run, I wouldn't suspect that at all. Absolutely incredible, and that save that he got in there really says it all. But what says the most is the scores. What are the scores tonight for the Max D? A 6 tonight. Blake Granger and the Max D. Not a very high score, but you know what? he left a lot to be desired with that run. Admittedly, not the biggest air we've seen, and didn't get as much time as you probably would like to see. So, tough break for Granger, but still a great night overall. And coming up next, he may be the last freestyle, depending on the call we get on Adam Anderson. This is Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Oh yeah, here we go. He's getting ready to go. Great air is going to kick things off tonight for Ryan Anderson and the son of a digger.
There we go.
Absolutely, that is absolutely correct. If there's anything I would expect to see from Ryan Anderson, it's a move like this. That awesome combo that he sets down. Oh, okay. Ryan Anderson looking to defend that series lead. Going home with a, what, I want to say he got like a 1 or so in skills. I think it might have been actually a 1.5. You know he's bummed out about that, because I don't think it's even possible for him to hold the series lead anymore with that. Even if he gets a perfect 10. But I think a perfect 10 is what he's going to be aiming for. With the score of a 7.8 leading so far. Oh! That truck is not shut off. It's still fired up. What is Ryan doing? Oh! What is he doing? And he's in the stands. If that's not a way to end out a Monster Jam freestyle run, I don't know what is. What a run for Ryan Anderson. I mean, what did he not have in that run?
He got everything.
Absolutely, from wheelies to stoppies to moonwalks to crashes, saves, huge air, and whatever he pulled that backflip from. What a run for Ryan Anderson. Let's see those scores.
And the score for Son of a Digger is a 7.5.
7.5 for Ryan Anderson. Not enough to take the lead, but you know what? Still a pretty high score. We are getting official word, though, that we will see a freestyle run tonight for Adam Anderson in the Gravedigger. It will be the last freestyle run of the night. We're about to get bad to the bone. Adam has just consistently had a rough season. I mean, from the start, he has just been bottom of the pack. He wants to get back in it, I'm sure. And, you know, slowly but surely, he has been able to. Maybe tonight will be the night for Adam Anderson. Just gotta make some things happen. That's gonna make him stand out from the rest of the crowd. I mean, there's one way to announce your presence. Saying hello to his brother here as he gets ready. I don't know what Ryan's truck is doing right now, man. That is just propped up. Adam Anderson He gets that freestyle run started with some huge air. Look at that wheelie coming out of it. Unfortunately, at the first event of the series, Adam got a 0 in freestyle. But he won freestyle, I believe, last weekend, or second place, actually. So, you know what? I think he's got his rhythm back, hopefully. Oh, man. Whoa! Got a little bit of a wheelie after. He pulled that one out of Tyler Menninga's book. Again, this is the last freestyle of the night. You know, these fans are pumped up because the last run, it's gonna really make some things happen. And someone who's currently in the lower half of the point standings, he wants to get back in it. Oh! Oh! That is classic Anderson.
Kind of looks like what happened after with Dennis's run. Wolf was 15.
Absolutely. I mean, at least this one wasn't a one-hit wonder. What a freestyle. I mean, both the Andersons really threw it down tonight. We got Ryan over here. And then we got Adam. Look at that. If that doesn't scream Gravedigger, I don't know what does. What do the scores think about that run?
And the score for Gravedigger is a 7.
Ouch. A 7 tonight for Adam Anderson. It's not a bad score by any means. That being said, it's also not enough to take home the freestyle win here tonight. And actually, I believe the freestyle win goes to John Gordon. Oh yeah, that's new. John Gordon in the bad company with his first win, 4 points this season. That is great news for John Gordon. Very well done there. John Gordon Bad Company taking home the freestyle win. Awesome scores all night long. Awesome runs all night long. Nothing lacking, and that just... this whole event can be summarized by this picture of Adam Anderson's mangled truck. How do you think tonight went, Max?
Tonight was really good. It was a really good event. Glad to be here and everything.
Absolutely, it was awesome to have you. This is by far the most fun I've had doing any of these BeamNG events so far. I can't wait to have you back again in the future, and I can't wait for the next event on this tour. What a show, so much action, so much awesomeness. Any final notes you want to close out with?
Well, it was really fun commentating this event. You know, hopefully I can do more of these, and we'll see what Adam can do next week. I mean, pretty good run, but he has a high contender for being top 5 for sure.
Absolutely. And I mean, we saw him go from like last place to middle of the pack before. We might see him shoot all the way up into the top 5 coming up. awesome event. I agree with pretty much everything you said, and I will absolutely be having you on next time is possible. What an event, show, yes. What a show we had tonight. And yeah, thank you guys for coming out to tonight's Monster Jam event. I cannot wait for this tour to continue, and you all have a great night. Thank you. And this is Monster Jam.